What do you mean physicists opened a doorway? That might be the most disturbing headline I've ever read. A research group working under the mountains near Geneva were running high-energy experiments trying to prove that parallel realities are layered on top of our own. Using equipment similar to the CERN collider, they weren't smashing particles just to study matter. They were trying to make something blink. For weeks, nothing happened. Just normal data. Random noise. Then, during a midnight test, one detector registered a vibration that didn't match any known particle. It wasn't random. It was rhythmic. Intentional. The frequency began syncing with the lab's power grid. Lights dimmed, monitors flickered, and every camera in the facility glitched at the exact same moment. At first, they thought it was interference, but when they isolated the signal and converted it into audio, the room went silent. Because it sounded like breathing. Slow, heavy, wet. Not one set of lungs, thousands. They rerouted the signal into a visualization program, expecting abstract waves or static. Instead, the screen rendered depth, like a 3D scan of the same lab they were standing in. Except it wasn't empty. In the feed, the room was crowded with tall, distorted silhouettes standing shoulder to shoulder, their shapes bent at impossible angles, faces pressed inches from the researchers' bodies, watching. One of the scientists stepped forward in real life. On the screen, every shadow turned toward him in perfect unison. The vibration spiked. The temperature in the lab dropped so fast that condensation formed in the air. One of the engineers swore he felt something brush past his arm. The data logs showed something worse. The signal wasn't coming from deep space. It wasn't coming from underground. It was overlapping their exact coordinates. Same latitude, same longitude, different phase. The lead physicist whispered a theory no one wanted to hear. That reality isn't a single sheet, but stacked layers separated by microscopic differences in vibration. And their machine hadn't opened a portal. It had tuned a radio. They weren't looking into another universe. They were looking at the one that exists half a breath beside ours. They shut the experiment down immediately. Power cut. Systems offline. But as the monitors went black, one final frame flashed across every screen. The silhouettes weren't just standing there anymore. They were leaning closer. So if you ever feel like you're being watched in an empty room, maybe it isn't paranoia. Maybe you're just slightly out of phase, and something on the other side is trying to line up.